There's no way to spin this where Trump is not better on these things. If you are a serious person, Tyler said Tim Pool is greater than the beta male Destiny. And I agree, but again, I'm a fan of both. I don't think it is necessary to hate people who are on opposite sides of the spectrum, much less different points on the spectrum.
Can't we all just get along?
Better organizations that really run the United States of America and have much more power than the elected representatives. I think they have pretty clearly signaled that Donald Trump returning to the White House is unacceptable to them, and they are going to use whatever means necessary to not let that happen.
I wonder. So I'm gonna make this poll. Actually, I think the deep state or the managerial class, as Vivek likes to call it, are so afraid of what another Trump presidency can do, especially because voting wise, we all know they can't play this thing that, oh, the world's gonna end if this crazy guy gets his hand on the nukes or whatever.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
He's already been the president, so they can't play that, and I'm scared they're gonna take him out before, because we've gotten past the point of they're taking him off the ballot. Went to the Supreme Court 9-0. He is on that ballot. I don't know. Anyone says, I'm patiently waiting for the TheIndianJesus walking away from Destiny fandom moment. Not going to happen, bro. Not going to happen. There's all of the things that we talk about, I'm very aware of. I like Destiny in spite of those things. Unless he stops being who he is, the person that you already hate, I'm not going to stop being a fan. I think he's very intelligent. I think he's very good at talking. I think he is well read, but he just has really bad ideas on politics. I'm not going to hate anybody who just because they disagree.
Representatives, I think they have pretty clearly signaled that Donald Trump returning to the White House is unacceptable to them, and they are going to use whatever means necessary to not let that happen. And in that case, like, if you're betting against the CIA, you may not win.
That's what I'm saying. We got all four of you saying that he's going to make it to the election. Based on what? Based on what? They tried to take him off the ballot. They charged him with 91 indictments.
If there is a democratic process and Trump is not removed, as of right now, I think there's absolutely no question that Donald Trump gets elected. Look, if you look at any of the polling, the major two issues are the economy and immigration.
And that's exactly why there's no way to spin this where Trump is not better on these things. If you are a serious person, despite all of the things, despite the differences in how they talk about race, despite the differences in how they talk about gender, despite the differences in how they talk about the economy, despite the differences in how they talk about immigration. If you are a serious person, you understand that Trump is better than Biden for this job. I'm not saying you hate him, but like the implication that there would be some reason that I would walk away from his fandom as if I'm not aware that he has these stupid ideas seems kind of condescending. Just like, oh, you'll find God one day. You'll figure out how dumb Destiny is one day. I get it. I get what you don't like. I'm just able to, just like with the Bible, I'm able to say, oh, I hate that, and that, but I like this, and this.
You can pick and choose.
I mean, yeah, whether Biden is going to make it is a whole other question. Nobody thinks that the CIA would do some shady shit. 91 indictments, trying to take him off the ballot, trying to get him arrested as the front runner, and nobody thinks they would even try. Y'all have a lot more trust in the establishment than I do.
Now, I think there's absolutely no question that Donald Trump gets elected. Look,
and of course that's true. I mean, if they do both make it to the end, obviously Trump wins. There's no question there. Because I don't think they're willing to lose the whole power structure from taking Trump out. I honestly think it would be the last straw for some real shit to go down if they go all the way. Yes, I agree. But in order to say at this point that they wouldn't try to take him out, then there has to be some reason why all of the negative optics of going after him in the ways that they already have, what that actually means to an independent perspective, what that's going to mean as we look back at history. I mean, I don't understand what you think they are preserving. So, okay, let's do another poll. If he was taken out, would people riot? Obviously, people there's no way of knowing. They're obviously going to do it in a way where there's an official story. So people don't know exactly what happened, but obviously if Trump dies for any reason between now and, the end of his supposed presidency, people are going to assume that it was foul play. Okay, fine. So everybody says that people will riot. How long do you think people would riot? Actually, just give me an answer in the chat. How long do you think people would be rioting before there was some level of, hey, we need to calm this down? Because I think whatever it is, whatever answer you're going to give to that, I think the establishment is willing to go through that.
We do what we have to do.
It's not going to be 6 months. The summer of love was only 2.5. It's not going to be 6 months. Well, shout out to Mike. That's what he said. And even if it is, fine. Let's go there. I'll concede that. I'll give you that. Let's say it's 6 months of right-wing people doing this, that is not going to happen. And then that's the other side of it. Zibby saying riots, I don't know, but it's going to kick off World War IV, and the world will fall into pressure. Well, I'm thinking that it's more about you'll have instances of violence all over the place. If people react that way, that's what I'm thinking. If it is that people will react that way because Trump died and they think that he was taken out, then people are definitely gonna do crazy shit. So let's back up there. So we have actual riots, which I do also think will happen or would happen. But I think the bigger problem, but I think those would be quelled very quickly. There'll be a couple rallies here and there. The Antifa and the cops and everything, shut that shit down real quick. But the random acts of violence. So with the riots, again, I think the DNC, the establishment, the Uniparty, they're like Trump or a few months of riots. I think we'll take the riots and we take back control and we quell this whole idea. The soul of what is MAGA America first. That's what they want to quell. I think that's what they think is worth 6 months of rioting. But then we go to, let's say it's a year of random acts of violence in the name of Trump. You're telling me that the CIA, the FBI, the DNC, they would not be willing to sacrifice those people to maintain control over the system? Maybe you're right. But are you sure? Because I'm not. Context, it depends on who takes up the mantle after Trump. A year at least, if it's still a uniparty after that. Well, that would be, that's what we're saying. It wouldn't be America first. It would be, they would get somebody who is either on the line, because especially if he picks Tulsi. You really want to tell me that the CIA would not rather have Tulsi Gabbard as the president than Donald Trump?
Come on, man.
I'm just saying. I don't think that I think you're underestimating how much the deep state is willing to sacrifice your life, your safety to get what they want. Plus TV said people will riot if Trump wins and people will mass protest if he loses. That's another thing to take into account. That, you know, the lefties who are way more known for rioting than we are, there's nothing to say that they won't riot if Trump does win. So if we're going to get, if in their speculation, if we're going to get rioting either way, let's take the riots that ensure that we maintain control. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying, I'm looking at you sideways if you say you know that it won't happen. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.